evening here. I have my cat Stanford over here. Oh, there he is. Maybe you can see him climbing. Stanford? Stanford? Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Secret is he's not supposed to be outside, but he just loves it so much that I can't resist. Yeah, there he goes. He loves chasing lightning bugs. I don't know if you guys can see them. Yeah, there's so many. It's such a beautiful night. Oh, it's just so wonderful. So yeah, today I wanted to come on. I've had a crazy past few days, and these lives help me process quite a lot. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about some of the things that have been going on in my head and how it's helped me, how I've changed. Yeah, and like what I'm grateful for. So I think I'm gonna flip because every time I see people come on to watch, I end up kind of getting distracted from my flow. But I like having a space where I can just completely free talk. So yeah, I'm gonna trust that you guys can see me okay, and if not, I guess I'll figure out once this live is over after no one watches. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I was thinking today about sensitivity in general and about what it means to be a person that cares deeply and what it means to have things that go on in the world that we don't understand, that we don't know how to reconcile. And I think that to me, when I think about trauma, when I think about something that's traumatic, I really do think that it just comes down to something that we as humans can't reconcile, something that we can't make sense of, something that we see going on in the world. And the only way that we can make sense of it is to think that there are clearly things in the world that shouldn't exist and things that should exist. And yeah, like if we can't make sense of something, instead of believing that we belong here in this world, we just think that for some reason, oh my god, Stanford literally looks so cute right now. He's, like, playing in the field with lightning bugs. Oh my god, thank god I changed this. I hope I wasn't that zoomed in on my face. If I was, oh my gosh. Let's just make sure this looks okay. Okay, that's still really zoomed in. Okay, I was just super zoomed in on my face. Oh my god. Okay, we're just gonna keep rolling with it. But yeah. So yeah, thinking about the sensitivity and thinking about, yeah, trauma, like these things in the world that we can't make sense of. I think that our system always knows, like it always knows, um, like if there's something in the world that we want as a part of our experience or something that we don't want as a part of our experience. And it's so much deeper than the rules, like the societal structures of like, I think a 9 to 5 is a great example. Like we know in our mind that a 9 to 5 is the way to go in terms of it's the way that almost everyone, maybe not as much today, but especially with our parents' generation. Hang on one sec. I just don't want to talk over that car. But yeah, especially with our parents' generation, it was the way that we were always supposed to be. Um, it's the way that we were always supposed to make money is with a 9 to 5. But I think that beyond the rules that humans have imposed upon life in terms of the way that we ought to be living, I think our soul deeper down knows the way that it always wanted to live. It always knows the way that it was designed to live. But I also, yeah, honestly, I love describing it as designed to live because that to me, it's so much deeper than any rules. It's so much deeper than, oh, well, these are the only jobs that are available. It's that I as a soul have this thing that I want to express. And it's this deeper knowing that if I can bring something that brings me so much joy and share it with other people, then that joy is going to be of value to other people because everybody wants to experience joy. Everybody wants to experience new things. They want to experience peace and love and kindness. And that's how we feel when we're living in our essence, when we're living in our purpose. And so if we are doing things that are of value to us, I think because we are a part of something that's greater than ourselves, it becomes of value to other people as well. That doesn't mean it will become a value to all people, but I do think it always means that it will be of value to some people. Like how there's a ton of different trees, but there's not only trees in the world, there's also, bugs and kitties and you get what I'm saying? But I think that if we begin to live in a way that is not our soul's purpose, if we begin to live in a way that's misaligned, we start to feel pain. And that could be, like I said, it could be the 9 to 5, like if we weren't allowed to supposed to live that way. It could be that we haven't been engaging with life as much as we would have liked. It could be that this thing that we love, we're not allowing ourselves to do it because we're afraid of the way that other people will perceive us. Like for me, it's with music. I've had a lot of blocks. I came out here to literally make some music. And my laptop's charging right now, so I'm still gonna get back to it. But yeah, it could be all these things that are we were always designed to do. We always wanted to do, but because in some capacity we are trying to protect ourselves, or we're afraid of the way that other people perceive us, we're afraid of the way that other people judge us. We have all these blocks to doing the things that we want to be doing, because fear gets in the way. And I think that this is where things get really fascinating when fear starts to get in the way, because what is our relationship to our pain, like to our misalignment? That to me is the most interesting question, because all of us know what it feels like to live authentically, and all of us know what it feels like to live inauthentically, and we know how painful it is. But if we think that the pain that we are experiencing, we shouldn't be experiencing, that's where things start to get really, 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 really shitty. And I will say, the behaviors that come as a byproduct of us trying to run away from that pain that we don't know what to do with, if we start to judge ourselves for doing those things. This would be, oh my God, why do I keep spending so much time on my phone? I know that I'm not supposed to be scrolling so much. And then you start to get so mad at yourself. Why am I scrolling? Why am I doing this? Like I'm clearly just horrible. I clearly suck so much, blah, 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 right? We've all been down these rabbit holes of knowing that this is the thing that we're supposed to do. And then for some reason, we just don't have it in us to do it. And then it feels like, why would I possibly love myself when I'm bringing myself this much pain? I've been down this many, 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 many times. And this is a sensitive thing. So I want to give it the credit that is due. What I'm starting to realize is that these behaviors really do come from us experiencing pain in our lives that we just feel like we're drowning in. And we so don't know what to do with it that a part of us just needs for some time to not experience it. We need it. We just need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. And that doesn't mean that it's sustainable, which is why it always kind of ends up hurting in the long run. It doesn't mean that it's something that will be a part of us forever. And more importantly, it doesn't mean that because we're doing these things that we don't have worth. Here's the real thing that I want to say. When we are doing these behaviors that is in an attempt to escape from our pain, it does not mean that all of a sudden that we've abandoned ourselves. It doesn't mean that we're worthless, but it does not mean that we have abandoned ourselves. It means that right now we are experiencing pain that we just don't know what to do with, and we don't know why we're experiencing it. And in my experience, if we judge ourselves for these behaviors, if we judge ourselves for doing the things with the pain, it ends up just making the things worse. And I would even take it a step further and say, if we judge ourselves for judging ourselves about the things, it ends up kind of making it worse. Because at the end of the day, we're always just trying to protect ourselves. But there's only so much pain as sensitive beings, as people who feel deeply that we can experience at a time. And I actually feel like really, really emotional saying that out loud because it's just true. Like it's just really, really hard to live in pain for a long amount of time. And I think as we continue to learn and as we continue to grow, these things that allow us to escape, I think that they need to be honored instead of judged for ourselves, for other people. And that doesn't mean that it's well, yeah, I think that that's the most important thing is that they don't need to be judged. But they need to be honored that, oh my gosh, I've been hurting so much and I've just been so desperate to not be hurting anymore. And that's what this role, this thing has played for me, this addiction. It could be alcohol, it could be weed, it could be phone, it could be video games, it could be porn, it could be all of those things all at once. The things that I struggle with the most, video games is something that I've been struggling with recently. But yeah, I think the truth is, it's like a sensitive creature. It's like, it's hard to be authentic. It's hard to be vulnerable when It seems like there's just so many people in this world who want to tear us down for being ourselves. And I think at a certain point, like again, as sensitive people, like we can only take in so much at once, and maybe over time we start to get better at it. We start to take it less personally. But we're also this is our first time living too. Like we don't know how to deal with the pain just yet. We don't know how to just be like invincible right away. And it's true that there are things that people can do to us that legitimately hurt, that just suck. And I think that if we continue to be hard on ourselves for our coping mechanisms, for the way that we've learned to deal with pain, I think that we're just fundamentally missing the point, fundamentally missing it. Instead of doing the same thing to ourselves that other people do to us, of shaming ourselves over and over and over again and trying to shame ourselves into a more whole version of ourselves. You can never shame yourself into wholeness. Ever. You can never shame yourself into wholeness. All you can do is say, I'm doing this behavior right now that I don't totally understand. I know that a part of me wants to do it so much, and I know that a part of me really doesn't. And I'm just going to allow that to be what it is right now. And moving forward, I want to learn more about it. I want to be open to different perspectives. But right now, I think I just need to honor that a part of me really wants to do this and a part of me doesn't. So, yeah, I think I'm going to open it up to questions right now. So I have no idea if anyone's viewing in because I have the camera the opposite way. But yeah, these things just help me process so much. I think the biggest thing that I'm learning is just how much sensitivity is strength. Like, oh my God, like caring so much about the world and the way that people treat each other and like seeing all these things that are going on in the world and not being able to understand them and not understanding why our loved ones can push us away. Like that is such a beautiful, beautiful thing to care about the way that we treat each other. Like it is such a wonderful thing. And it also makes so much sense that we are learning to navigate that in a world that has so much contrast. Like we can have some interactions that literally feel like heaven, like divinity. And we can have other interactions that feel the exact opposite, that just feel like how is this even real? So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna flip the camera back around now. Yeah, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Yeah, honestly, rest in peace, all humans who have ever been killed for something that they cared about. So yeah, um, I think I am just gonna end it here then. Unless anyone else has any questions. There's like all these beautiful lightning bugs outside right now. But yeah, I think for now I'll just play some music. If you tuned in at all, I just thank you for holding the space for me as I learn to process. And love you all, and I'll see you next time.